once again, I am joined by my buddy Derrick. Lewis here is my co-host tonight. Adam is away on vacation. We just had a pretty lengthy wrestling conversation. We kind of had a feeling we knew that was going to happen.
Yeah.
I mean, we said it in the beginning, you and I could talk about wrestling for hours, if not days. So we both grew up watching it. We both have a past with it. We both have our own experiences with it. So it's, it's something that we both hold dear to, like our childhoods and things like that.
Absolutely.
So of course we're going to talk about that. But however, had you on tonight, you are you're an actor.
Yes, I am.
You've worked with some pretty big stars, at least in some minor roles, but you've gotten to work with some pretty impressive people. Richard Gere said you had mentioned Sam Worthington, Elizabeth Banks. You were in the movie Man on a Ledge, which you're very, to anybody who knows Derrick, you're very easily seen in the movie. You're not hidden in the background.
Not at all.
No, I don't mean set. I mean, I don't mean by by your size, because you're a tall guy. You're very prevalent in the scene. You're right there up front, in the crowd. So
that was a pretty interesting experience because when I shot that film, we shot that film for about 4 weekends on back in 2000, about the fall of 2010. So we had to commit, 4 weekends of 12 to 13 to 14-hour days of being out
in New York City.
It was
right?
We shot on 45th and Madison Avenue, right by the Roosevelt Hotel, where the movie actually took place at, and we had to commit to it. There was some cold days out there. It was in the fall, so we're right over near the East River, so all that wind. And you figure New York City's nothing but a big wind tunnel, so we had to combat and deal with that. All of that, people say happens by accident, but I think it's meant to happen. Basically, the scene that I'm in with, I guess me, kind of going at it with a New York City cop. They were, I just happened to be at the right place at the right time, and they wanted to use me for that particular part of the movie.
Yeah.
I didn't know whether they were going to use it. Because in those situations, you never know what the editing process is. You don't know anything. And fortunately for me, someone had seen it, an advanced copy of it, and they said, "Dude, I don't know if you know you made the film, right?" I'm like, "No way, you gotta be kidding me!" So I actually went, saw it at the theater opening night, and I couldn't believe it. I'm like, wow, and it wasn't like they panned me. This is like I'm actually doing something in this film.
Oh no, you're on there for a good couple seconds.
It's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
So that experience, working some other films that I was on, being able to work with some great people, both on the on the indie scene as well as obviously some major actors I've encountered and talked to and stuff like that. It's an amazing thing, to be able to experience that, and you could take that experience to your next gig or your next audition or whatever. So I'm always saying I'm a student of the game, and I want to be able to learn. I want to be able to learn from this guy, whether if I'm watching him from far away, and how he's just his commitment to the role, commitment to the scene. That's something I tell some people that people ask me all the time. How do you learn? About when you get an audition. How do you know this or how do you know that? I said, with practice and being around it for a while, it's just all about feeling, and it's all about what's called for. Like I just filmed the TV show that's going to be shopped around to television networks. It's called Life After War. I filmed that about a month ago. Then I had to do some reshoots last weekend, and basically, and I'll tell you guys just a little bit about it. There was a woman. The director knows a woman that her son was fighting in Afghanistan, and he came back suffering from PTSD because of the war, and one thing leads to another. He kills himself in the basement or in his bedroom, wherever it was. So obviously the mom is distraught. She's doesn't know what to do. So rather than, I guess, mourn, she felt as though this was an opportunity to help others. So she's actually providing help for soldiers that are coming back that are suffering from PTSD or having some social issues and things like that. So I play a guy that is 24 years old, living in my parents' basement, no job, nothing, and I'm trying to find my way back into society in being a civilian again. And I guess the woman he's playing the therapist, I guess my people that are playing my parents
Mm-hmm.
they invited her over and told me about it. Hey, someone's going to come see you, and she's basically talking to me, wanted me basically to express my feelings about how's life after war, and all those things. So it's pretty emotional, I think, because I really got to see in just reading the script and understanding how I jumped into this character and was able to embrace it was because I've known some people that have gone on to war, and they may have known people that have maybe gone through these things.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm a patriot now. I'm a proud American, and our heroes go over there and fight. They're fighting for our freedom every day. So to be able to at least jump in temporarily to quasi understand what some of these people go through just by reading the script, I'm like, wow, this is truly amazing. So that's my whole spiel on just my take on just loving the entertainment and acting business and just being able to get better at what I do.
Yeah. I know